Great. Good to see you again, Rob. Everything good?
Everything's great. We're excited.
Appreciate you and your team and your leadership. We have a lot of exciting things going on. A lot of really cool clinical studies. And speaking of clinical studies, that's a differentiating factor that we do here at Unicity versus other companies, right? As a nutritional supplement, you don't need to run clinical studies on your product. And a lot of companies that say that they run clinical studies, they're borrowing the clinical studies from the raw ingredient that they're using in a formulation. We are one of the only companies in the world that do clinical studies on our finished good products. And we have a lot of clinical studies going on. I'm going to mention just a few. So Bio7, our 7th generation BioSlife. We ran a clinical study in the United States showing that this product helps to support healthy blood glucose levels, healthy blood lipid levels, and significantly, we were the first ones to show that a fiber-based nutritional supplement can alter the gut microbiome, the good bacteria in the gut, in a short period of time. In this clinical study, we saw a 38-fold increase in good bacteria. 38-fold, that's 3,800% change in good bacteria over the course of 90 days. Again, unheard of results in clinical studies on that product. We ran a clinical study in Korea on Bio7. We saw the same results. We're running a clinical study with the best university in Thailand right now on Bio7. And those results should be due in about 6 months or so. But one of the reasons we run clinical studies, and I tell this wherever I go because I think it's important, is that, you know, when we travel around, and Clayton can tell you stories as well, you know, they'll say, well, your products work on Americans, but we're from Thailand and we're different. Or they work on people here in India, but not on people in the Middle East. Well, not on Canadians. Right, or not on Canadians, right? You know, they work on Americans, but not Canadians because we're a lot cooler than Americans. But you know, the fact of the matter is we spend a lot of money and we go to great lengths running clinical studies. We just finished a clinical study with the best university in Indonesia on our BioSlife products. And we didn't really need to do that. We already have great data on BioSlife, over 60 different clinical studies and counting. But we do that to show that it doesn't matter where you live or where you're from, as long as your species is Homo sapien, the products work. So great studies on Bio7. We're also running a really cool clinical study on our Omega Life 3 Resolv product. Now this product in the field of omega-3 is a game changer. There's a class of compounds that are made from omega-3 that are called resolvins. They were discovered by a famous professor, and he will probably win the Nobel Prize for this discovery. And we are collaborating actually with this famous professor and his research group on our product. And so look for those results in the future. That's really exciting. But Omega Life 3 Resolv has an ability to support healthy inflammation in ways that no other omega-3 product can. And that's because it's patented. That's another thing about our products. Bio7, patented, and a new patent pending related to the ability of that product to support the microbiome. Omega Life 3 Resolv, patented, and another patent that we're in the process of filing. So exciting news there. And then, of course, my time's running out here, but of course, Unimate, an amazing product. It's amazing, the clinical studies that we're running on Unimate. We run a clinical study to see if Unimate might help with happiness. So we run the Oxford Happiness Study, which was developed by psychologists at Oxford, and we see 20% increase in happiness when taking Unimate. We did clinical studies on cognitive function, on reaction time and memory recall and peripheral vision. All of those are increased with Unimate. We ran a clinical study on sport performance because we heard studies that, we heard anecdotal evidence that people taking Unimate, they could run faster and and lift more. And we were like, well, that's interesting. So we ran a clinical study. And indeed, we see that performance, both aerobic and anaerobic performance, is significantly improved using Unimate. Ketones. Are ketones big in Canada? Are people talking about like the keto diet and those sorts of things?
It's the biggest thing since sliced bread. Everyone's on keto diet.
All right. So, you know, a lot of people in the keto space, the keto products are these products that are filled with a bunch of fat, MCT oil, coconut oil, high fat sort of thing.
Bulletproof coffee, that's another one.
Yeah, right. Bulletproof is big. There's a lot of other companies that are producing products that are exogenous ketones. So these are ketones that are not native to the body, that they flood the body with synthetic ketones, and they hope to see an increase. And so those are interesting. But just on a whim, several months ago, we studied the ketogenic effects of Unimate. And we found that after taking Unimate, ketone levels rise over 150%, and they stay high for over 4 hours. And we're doing a lot of other follow-up studies there. But Unimate is the first product that I've ever seen in the peer-reviewed literature that can increase the body's natural ability to produce ketones. And that process in the body is called ketogenesis. Now, if you flood the body with outside ketones, you might see a little increase, but that's not supporting the body's natural ability to produce ketones. In Unimate, there's not one ketone molecule in that formula, and yet we see 150% increase in ketone levels. And so, amazing ability of the chlorogenic acids. We're looking at the mode of action of how this works, but amazing properties of Unimate and more clinical studies that we're running every day.
Amazing.
So yeah, go ahead, Rav.
I was saying amazing. Just one thing about Unimate, is it fair to say that if someone's not on a ketogenic diet, it will put them in ketosis using Unimate, or is that false?
It will. If someone's not on a ketogenic diet, it will increase their ability to produce ketones. And ketones are a great fuel, preferred fuel for the brain and for the heart. And we're running a clinical study right now on people who are on the keto diet, and they either intentionally or not, they throw themselves off the keto diet. Their ability to get back into ketosis is significantly increased using Unimate. So amazing studies, a lot more to come, but we're grateful you're with us. This is what we do at Unicity: patented products, clinical studies, exclusive products that you can't find anywhere else that helps to improve human health. So I'm busy. I got to go. I have another meeting, but so great to talk to you guys.